So here we are in Philadelphia, PA. Not really. And Charlie Kelly avoiding his mom.
Lynn Marie Stewart, the wonderful Lynn Marie Stewart, playing Charlie's mom. I've always felt like she looks like she could be your mom. I really feel that way.
Really?
I do.
Yeah, talk, mom. You know. Lynn Marie was on Pee Wee's Playhouse. She was Miss Yvonne. I'm sure we've said that a million times before in commentary.
I like that you guys are right up front about the fact that you've got a whole big day planned, and then Mac just comes right out and says, we got to polish off a couple beers, and that's your big day.
Yeah, it's big for us, and we just don't want to deal with my mom. And
Well, you know, it's just one of those freak things.
she is just amazing.
Terrific.
Terrific. The two of them, I honestly can't get enough of them.
It could be a show.
They could be their own show.
Yeah. It'd be like the Brown Girls or something instead of the Golden Girls, like the.
Oh yeah. The bronzed.
The bronzed girls.
And then Psychic John said that he could tell I was under a tremendous amount of stress and that my heart was filled with...
Psychic John, this is,
Psychic.
you know,
I'm not giving you any money for you.
it was, I know some people that were starting to go to like a psychic,
You're losing your mind. You're being scammed.
and I think his name was Psychic John.
Really?
Yeah, and it was just so absurd to me.
Yeah.
Just completely absurd.
But I think that's, a lot of the inspiration for this was sort of our feeling like it's not any less absurd than certain other things.
True, and that plays into the episode. It's absurd, though.
It's absolutely absurd.
My fault.
It's your fault because your mom's directly responsible.
Yeah, but we both decided to move them in together, so, you know, you deserve half the blame.
You gonna put half the blame on me?
Yes.
That's not what, guys. My mom has
That's-
lung cancer.
Oh, God.
Trying to get them to
great.
join in.
Waving the hands, everyone,
Help me out
please,
Help me out, because I'm not going to be able to.
please cover my reaction. This is great. We should do more of this.
Yeah, not being able to feel.
I'm sorry. I think the cancer thing, for whatever
Yeah,
reason, it's not-
there's some truth to it. You started out this way in the very first season. I'm telling you, I have cancer, and you just, you don't really care. You want to get out of there. So
Yes, that's true. Right.
To cure cancer, that's it? No, I mean, that's a scam.
That's what I was saying. Do you think it's a scam?
Come on, people take advantage of old people and scam
hey, he's
them.
wearing that green shirt a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
He was just wearing that in the Trash Strike episode we did our commentary on.
And Thumbtack is sharp.
Thumbtack!
Yeah.
All right. You see what I'm talking about? People get old and then their brains turn to mush, and then people come along and take advantage of them. Now, Frank, give me that $100 you were excited to give me for my psychic.
Oh, yeah.
You were excited to give me
Yeah.
for my psychic.
Yeah, sorry about that. And then realized something's up.
And then back into his mental coma.
It was great.
I mean, your mom's totally screwing my mom.
Now, here we were in downtown LA, and this was like a t-shirt factory, the inside of this building.
Yeah,
right?
actually,
and they gave us a bunch of cool t-shirts.
Yeah, actually run by
Monkey, not a man.
a guy that we know,
He lives in a garage.
a brother
Guys, look, let's just give him a shot,
in-law of
right?
one of
I
my
don't like what
close
he
friends.
But they were also living in this building downtown, which was less cool.
Well, we didn't see their actual arrangements.
I did. I went up into their arrangements.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
What are we doing up there?
I was just
Weird.
poking around,
Okay.
you know? And that was Sean P. Diddy Combs. Here he is.
You may recognize him from rap.
And from Money.
Yeah, yes. And from boat parties.
Boat parties and Money. Sean Combs is a very nice guy, or at least what we know of him. And he approached me after he saw Horrible Bosses, and he wanted to work together. And I said, I have no movies on the horizon, but I have a TV show that I'm about to film, and do you want to be a part of it? And he said he'd do anything, and
Hey, now look, here's my deal.
He was excited.
he was excited.
He was very easy to work with, very low maintenance,
Can't get no clean today.
Yeah,
very funny, very game.
very professional and great to work with.
Yeah.
And
Do you have anything for that?
and kind of gave, like, we were bouncing around what this character should be,
Sailor's right.
and then it was great when it was like it should be Sean Puffy Combs.
Yep. Yeah. First of all, props to him because
Intercourse with any hoes,
this is improv.
Yeah, this is all him.
This is all him.
No.
But yeah, when we were conceiving of something for Sean to play because we knew he wanted to do the show, I think we liked the idea of creating something that we'd just never seen him do before. Something very, very white, we'll say.
Yeah, yeah.
horticulturist.
Well, right, because usually, people give him stuff that
Yeah.
goes along with the stereotype of,
Yes.
being hard and like,
Right.
and it was all leading to this, which he killed.
Now, we did not know what this song was going to be. We knew we were going to put it in, we were just going to make it up in post. And I don't know whose idea it was to put in the right stuff. But
I think it was Tim Roach. Didn't he edit this episode?
Yeah, our editor, Tim Roach.
With Miracle Grow. All right, guys.
Or is this Josh's episode? I can't remember.
No, this is Tim.
I got it. I know exactly who we need to turn to next.
Now, if you grew up Catholic like I did, this scene gives you chills down your spine.
Yeah.
Because dreary singing, and my father actually wrote a book called Why the Catholics Can't Sing. And
Did he really?
yeah, he was loving this scene. It was shocking. Like, the priest was so real to me.
Yeah.
Everything felt,
Brought it all back for you.
yeah, brought it crashing back.
I like that that Rob sings and holds yous in the
Yeah,
palm
yeah.
of your hand.
His Philly accent comes in every now and then.
Turning to the
I love it when we get to see Charlie play the straight man in a scene. It so rarely ever happens. Usually he's like the dumb guy, but in this scene he's very much the frustrated man of reason. Like you're
Yeah.
kind of taking on. This is what I'm usually doing in the show.
Yeah, it's fun to be the in the ship of fools.
You're good at it. I like watching you do it.
Well, you're good at it too, my friend.
Thanks, guy.
Look at these two. You point the camera at them, and I'm happy.
Where's your mom going?
Again, great wardrobe for her.
Oh my god.
Amazing.
I
What
mean,
is that shirt?
Yeah,
Could it be any wider at the bottom? Just
She's
Yeah.
put her time in here, all right? The Lord makes an exception for her.
funny to watch you get frustrated, Charlie.
Stop using his name in
yeah. The kneeling, the standing.
Yeah, and I've only ever been to one Catholic service because I grew up Methodist, and I remember thinking, what an extraordinary amount of kneeling and standing at
Yeah.
random times.
Yeah.
Right, that's the way it works, and then you go to heaven. Now kneel. Kneel? We're gonna kneel again?
Actually, it's over. We're standing.
Son of a bitch, this is a scam, okay? This is a scam. All it's kneeling, standing, getting people all confused.
Come here.
What are you doing?
Just very uncomfortable with. This is somewhat true to the real Charlie.
Yeah, this is. I would
Doesn't
be.
love.
No, I don't love man hugs or any other hugs. You know what?
Okay, I want
No, I'm not comfortable with it.
someone.
A purple turtleneck, a purple mock tee, maybe.
This guy was great.
Very funny.
He was really good.
Dennis?
Just the worst psychic ever.
Yeah.
Just
I'm seeing Dennis.
Yeah, the turtleneck is a good choice.
Feeling as if
and purple is the color of magic. Merlin.
Yeah, purple is the color of magic. Turtlenecks have really gone out.
Yeah.
You know,
I'll tell you something. I went snowboarding recently, and the only people
I'm gonna
wearing.
stop you right there. If
Yeah.
you're on a snowboard, fine.
do see.
Well, yeah,
You know
but
what
you
I
don't
mean?
see. It's not cool to wear a turtleneck, and yet it is a very practical thing to wear when snowboarding. I might start wearing them again.
Well, where though? Like, cause you're gonna
Snowboarding.
wear. Yeah, snowboarding, fine. You're gonna wear one
And around
like.
town.
I didn't
Sure.
want to give you that $100.
Well, I went to this private boys' school for high school, and we had an option where you had to wear a tie, but you could wear a turtleneck. You had to wear a blazer. So I often would wear the turtleneck
Sure.
and blazer look.
It was okay then.
Who's gonna win a
It wasn't good then, you know. But I was lazy. I didn't want to tie the tie, you know.
You lost 3 pairs of shoes.
Now
this
this
month.
is-
You have a pork chop bone in your left pocket. You have 57 cents in your
Now, why he would put it in his pocket and not just throw it on the street? The pork chop bone.
Because he wanted a couple extra bites, you know, and he was
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm busy, I'm satisfied, I want some bites later, just right in the pocket.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I can't do that.
Yeah, because you're full of shit.
I can't do it because I feel her
Now,
spirit is still.
if you're watching this for the first time with the commentary on, I'm about to ruin the episode. But it's great when we find out that Frank's character actually set this up.
Yeah.
Set
By the
all
way,
this up.
don't watch the commentary before you watch an episode, because
It's riddled with spoilers.
you'll be so confused as to what's going on.
Well, yeah.
A small Mexican dog. Does that ring a bell?
A chihuahua.
A chihuahua.
Dirty bitch.
Danny is very good at saying bitch
Or
and
bitch.
whore.
In there, but I do always enjoy the little wafers. Of course you do, because you're consuming.
And I actually remember whenever I would take communion, I would actually be excited to get the little wafer and the little bit of grape juice. It was,
Sure.
a treat.
Absolutely. Everyone is excited for that. What's not exciting is the idea of actually eating a man's flesh, which is what I believe the Catholic Church believes.
Exciting to some and repulsive to others.
Repulsive to others.
I was praying for help. I need the money for Dr. Jinx.
Dr. Jinx is
His name.
and a lunatic.
Did we
It's
cut the
Dr.
line
Jinx.
that it's the name of a monkey, not a man? It was.
No, that's
it's in the script.
Yeah,
Pure people.
it's in the episode.
That
Yeah.
was a funny
My
line.
rash is almost completely cleared up.
So now we're saying, hey, Dr. Jinx could work.
Miracles do happen.
Actually, be a good doctor. Yes. Oh shit.
Hi, everybody.
This guy
So
was
real.
wonderful.
I think he said he's played this type of character.
He
many
had,
times.
yeah, he played it a lot of times, and but he really.
Again.
Now this was based on something that actually kind of happened to me because when I started out in New York City,
Okay, how much is that ring worth?
I was looking for a place that I could like practice piano, and there's no piano, and there was a church down the street from me, and I like talked to the music director, and the guy's like, yeah, you can come practice here, and one day the priest kicked me out of the place. And he had on like all these gold rings, and like I was just thinking like, aren't you supposed to be like charitable? He's like,
Right.
I don't know. He said something like, I don't like your kind. I don't know what he was talking about, but I think the music director was gay. Anyway, bottom line, it was just like the absurdity of the wealth of the
Right.
priest and him not being hospitable
Welcoming.
and welcoming, and
Well,
so
what were you playing on the piano?
I
You know what I
at
mean?
the time, yeah, I was playing just Black Sabbath, nothing.
Yeah, well, so
nothing
I don't know what
offending.
the problem is.
Yeah. Bruiser.
I guess that was his name. We just established that, I think.
No. I think that's in it's
Oh,
in
is
an
it?
episode. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Whoa!
There we go.
Dig it up, dig it up.
Again, and if you're watching this episode, hopefully for the second or third time, you.
She's great at that. Why is she's good at gagging?
And just screaming goddamn. I love the way I will write her screaming goddamn as many times as I possibly can because it's just funny. And I know my parents hate the term GD, as they put it.
It's a
But
strange thing to hate because it makes the assumption that she's damning the god that they believe in.
it's the opposite.
And how do they know that she's not damning Shiva?
Well, when you say goddamn, what you're saying is God, this entity that I believe in and trust in, should damn this thing that I'm hating in this moment.
Well, also
So that's a good thing.
It
for
should be a
religion.
good thing, but also you make like if I said Allah damn, your parents wouldn't get upset. But to a lot of people, Allah is God. I'm not gonna make any more Allah references because
I wouldn't.
That's what gets you in real hot water. But how do people know what you're damning?
Now,
We
How you call it?
what was this guy's
this
name?
gentleman was in. Well, now I'm forgetting the name of the episode.
Every Saturday.
The Extreme Home Makeover
Yes.
Edition episode.
Great actor. This is such a.
Now there's a little snafu here. Let's
Yeah.
call it out. Where she says Mr. Juarez, but at the end of that episode we found out his name wasn't Mr. Juarez.
That's where we made a mistake because she doesn't say his name and he says Juarez. So we
People,
made a
even we
mistake.
make mistakes.
Yep.
We make
We'll,
mistakes.
we'll own up to that one. We made a mistake there.
There should be a continuity person though who's fired for that.
Somebody from season 4.
Yeah.
Have some beef, have some beer, and if you feel
Beef and beer is a thing that happens. Not where I'm from, but I guess in Philly.
I was not familiar with the term beef and beer. I think that maybe that was a Rob McElhenney
Yeah, it was.
thing.
I like the idea that this is his band.
Yeah, turn this cancer out.
That was him. That was
that
his
was.
improv.
It was indeed.
more lesions.
No, dude, the lesions are fine. That's overkill.
Now, Artemis was a last-minute addition to this episode. and a good. We were realizing we had no Artemis in this season,
Which really bummed us out.
which was like a crying shame. So at the last minute, we said, why don't we have her helping us out with the makeup? And it was great. The episode is 10 times funnier for her and her reactions in these next couple scenes.
No
So
doubt.
it plays better for our audience.
Yeah.
She's terrific in this scene.
No, I love that painting behind me. I don't know what it is, if it's a leprechaun man or.
I think it's
Now I'm blocking it, but
Let's talk about the speech.
it's great.
Okay, can you go over the speech that we gave you?
I don't like this speech. This speech is too graphic.
It needs to be graphic to get their attention. This bitch is driving me crazy.
That's the kind of stuff that's gonna grab people. You know what I mean? Like,
I also like that we decided that Matt got fat. He started wearing those shirts. He got thin, but he kept the shirts.
well, it didn't change the fact that the shirts are extraordinarily comfortable,
Yeah.
she can recover. She
which
can
they
eat it.
are.
It's only gonna add to... Can you go outside?
Whatever. I'm gonna go house some beef.
I'm gonna go house some beef.
Yeah, go have some beef, enjoy the party. You know what? I would love to go to Patty's Pub if it was a real place. Like, imagine being here on this day.
Oh man,
What a joy.
what a joy! You know, and this guy, he's in the background. He wasn't invited to the funeral. He's just there.
Yeah.
He just came to the bar that day.
Everybody give it up one more time for Dr. Jinx.
Be
You know,
great.
it would be if you discovered this bar and you lived in Philadelphia, you'd be psyched because you never know what you're going to find there.
Yeah.
A lot of times you'll find an
Although-
empty bar where you can just make yourself drinks
Yes.
for free.
Yeah. Although you would probably get severely injured and you might die.
You're always taking that risk.
There's
but
always that risk.
It's risk versus reward, right?
Yeah, but there would be some laughs along the way.
Sure.
I want to talk about faith.
This was a big monologue.
It's not about
This was a big monologue.
whether something is true
Fun to perform.
or,
though.
or based in fact or reality.
Yeah.
Or the laws of physics or
Yeah.
nature or even basic common sense.
Ouch.
A little, a little slant on that.
That matters.
We'll let this speech speak for itself. How about
There is
that?
no God. Who am I? Or to say that anybody's belief in the church doesn't make their life better. Maybe it does. Or that this man,
He's on board
Dr. Jinx,
so far.
Yeah, he's with you. He's with you to hear.
cured diseases with his sorcery. I don't know.
He's like, cool. Yeah.
Cool, man. You can call it sorcery.
Well, because he knows he's not a doctor.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, if we believe,
Oh yeah.
if we just believe,
Where's the music coming
then
from?
we can do
Oh.
anything.
The editing, sweet.
We can cue the machine.
Yeah.
Look at Mac's mom.
Yeah.
Spirit, do you feel the invisible things around you that don't really exist? Oh, it doesn't matter.
Look at that.
Look at
That's
that.
a
See,
that's a good dance.
a man is worth $500 million.
Yeah. Is he? Oh my God. I
No,
think
I
he
don't
is.
know.
I think he
It's
is.
something like that. But I like what a good sport he is.
Yeah.
Oh, Dennis, that was amazing, dude. I'm so proud of you. You are feeling again.
No, I meant none of it.
Dark.
Ugh.
Darkness.
Ugh. No joke there. Just dark.
Just fear,
Darkness.
yeah. Why is there no dialogue in that moment?
Thank you all for coming to our beef and beer and Jesus.
Beef and beer and
As
Jesus.
you know, I'm as sick as a three-legged dog on the streets of India. Any minute, my lungs
Feeling that.
sizzle pop and disintegrate
Sizzle pop.
into a liquid lung and organ gumbo soup.
That was my line.
Nice.
Sure.
I can't do
Just get
this.
to the money part, all right? Just get the money part done.
Give me money. Money me. Money
I know
now.
you wrote this, Charlie.
Money
No doubt.
eating alone
Right?
now.
Am I right? You wrote this little part right here. Money me, Mia money me.
Probably, but I don't recall.
This is actually something that we used to say whenever we were talking about renegotiating our contracts.
Me money. I'm
money
eating
me.
a lot now. It doesn't work though to say that.
No, it doesn't seem to work.
We're the ones that broke the Virgin Mary statue. We
I love that
accidentally did it with our car.
Dr. Jinx is in this.
He feels bad. He's
feels bad.
he like really felt for these two ladies. Like
Yeah.
he wanted to help them out. But he also wanted to have some fun, and really he wanted an audience for his band, Dr. James.
That's the main thing.
I learned everything by watching you.
Classic take on the role reversal on the I learned it by watching
I
you
learned it by
thing.
watching you, Dad, our son.
Well, at least you didn't try and grip the doctor, though.
No, I never actually said I was a doctor.
That's just
He did,
a
though,
lie.
didn't he? Yeah.
A gardener. I guess That would explain
Oh.
Yeah.
I was gonna talk to you about that. I'm really sorry.
Look how understated he plays it. Yeah, I was going to talk to you about that.
Put some aloe
I like-
vera gel on there.
Still advising him.
He doesn't know that.
That's my favorite run right there.
Yeah.
Just him still playing it up.
You don't get to give me advice on my wounds anymore.
Yeah.
Everybody get a goddamn shovel!
Now this was the last day of filming of season 8.
It was. Yeah, we were about 3 or 4 beers deep at this point when we shot this, as I recall.
Yeah, and then we can use some of that cash to pay for the statue that our
We were
mom built,
celebrating.
Charlie.
I feel like I didn't have any beer with you guys that night for some
Really?
reason. Yeah.
Oh, we were all stocked up. Where were you?
You know what? I was probably so drunk I forgot I had so much beer.
You might have been on a non-drinking jag at that point.
Maybe.
That's awful. That's just...
This is a great music cue for this.
Yeah.
Remember we were filming that and the dude almost fell into that hole?
Yes.
Like,
And you caught him.
yeah.
One of our crew almost fell into that open grave,
Yeah, this guy
and Charlie caught him. It was like like Superman.
It was like one of those moments where you're like, oh, nice. I reacted the right way. Like, instead of
getting out of the way and saving yourself?
Yeah, getting out of the way. Like, I just stuck my arms up and caught the guy. It was
It was
great.
pretty. He was not a small man. Like
Yeah.
you sort of. It was like one of those adrenaline strikes.
Yeah, just like boom, arms went up and caught the guy. And apparently later that night he fell in again.
Are you
So,
kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So shame on him at that point.
Jeez. What a bozo.
Billy, I think it was.
Well, folks, it's been fun. That is our 4th and final DVD commentary for season 8.
Yeah, but watch them in whatever order you want. Over and over and over again until it just ends.
Yeah, until everything just ends and.
You know, we should have done Tickpocalypse. That's sometimes things just sort of end.
Yeah. It's been great being with you guys. Thanks for buying the DVDs. We love you.
Yeah.
And
Or thanks for illegally downloading them, which you probably did.
Yeah.